Now, when it comes to the complex enterprise risk management requirement, one thing we could do is to make sure that the ERM requirements are proportional and simplified. Very, very simple for the inclusive insurance entities to comply with. And a methodology for calculating capital resources and technical provisions can also be simplified so that it will be very easy for the average person to use some formula or some procedure to arrive at such calculations. Now, expertise and resources. When we come to expertise and resources, there are also possibilities, options to enable inclusive insurance entities to scale those challenges. And the first one is to develop simple valuation guidance for inclusive insurance entities. So we talked about guidance earlier on. So we could have format, we could have Excel templates, we could have some standardized software made available for all the inclusive insurance entities to use to undertake the evaluations. We can also restrict the types of investment allowed to be made by inclusive insurance entities, because as they involve themselves in complex investment assets and instruments, then they would have to do complex calculations to value such assets. And so restricting them to very simple assets and investment also remove that barrier for them. We could also restrict operations to be commensurate to the availability of expertise that is available to them. So if the what is available is simple underwriting, and then we could restrict them to simple underwriting. We could say stop inclusive insurance entities from underwriting very complex risks for which they don't have the capacity to manage, to underwrite, to do the appropriate risk management for. So restricting the capacity is also important. Now, of course, we can leverage sector-wide resources, such as actuarial resources. And we could also use such things as apex organizations to provide certain specified services for these entities, like actuarial resources, technical provision, valuation, financial statement. We could use apex organization or industry-wide resources to make it possible for the inclusive market operators to meet these entities. Now, where mutuals are involved, we would have to adapt the ERM and the requirement to meet the nature of mutuals, because we know that for mutuals, the separation between members, mutuals usually don't have shareholders, so the members, the separation between members and the directors are not usually very strict, because usually the directors are members, and so we need to look at the peculiarities of mutuals in determining the ERM and other risk management requirements for them.